What's going on, guys? Kiger here. In today's video, the lead dev for the Korea side just put out a notice yesterday about everything coming in June. Let's get into it. Alright guys, there were two important posts that were made. There's this one right here, which tells us everything coming this month in Korea. But there was also this post right here that tells us everything coming to Korea this week, as in tomorrow. I'm going to go over this first, then we'll go over coming in the later on in the month. First, they're going to have Wind Scarab Knight banner. That's whatever. They're also going to have the surprise wheel. This generally hits all three at the same time, so we're probably going to have a wheel on NA and global as well. But the important thing, and they only touch on it, is right here, and that is all the normal and elite quests, which is for the hero zone. So it's kill 30, kill 30, kill 30, and then kill all the mini bosses. That's normally weekly for hero zone, is now going to be monthly, and they specifically note that the gold is being adjusted, the rewards are being adjusted accordingly, so you will get the full month in one shot. So if you get all these done Monday, the first, second of the month, then you're going to have a huge influx of gold and whatnot coming in. Now that's the only thing that was mentioned in this week for Korea, but we have some super exciting stuff in the June stuff right here. First is an entire change to the ticket system. As you know, you have Curio and Path of Growth, the tickets, and then you can do recharges for crystals. They're changing it to what Sky Arena has, which is an energy system. As you know from a lot of these games, you get energy over time, as they state it right here, per hour. You'll get energy over time, and you can use that energy on anything you want. If you're set up on curios and you don't need to do that, that's fine. You can dump all of your energy into runes. You can dump it into experience, which is generally a bad idea, but that might be a thing, as we'll see later on. As well as you can dump it into equipment shards for enhancement later on. Now, what they also note is you can use crystals to recharge energy, and there's no limit to the amount of crystals you can do. That's kind of the same. Right now, there is kind of a limit to entries where you can only recharge a certain amount per day. When we do those math videos, it's generally with those numbers in mind, making it easy for me and other math guys to get those numbers for you. But this might make it a little bit weirder. Generally in these games, it's cheap for like the first 2 or 3 refreshes, but then it starts getting astronomical, and most of them have some kind of limit. Like I think Strike Force is like 8, but it becomes super expensive after the first 4 or 5. Other games I've seen go all the way up to 20, but they astronomically get bigger. It'll be interesting to see what that does. They're also getting rid of repeats for it, but it also kind of sounds like there's going to be a repeat for energy. So we'll probably still do these repeats. Last but not least on this subject is the Summoner's Pass will no longer give extra tickets for this. So the Summoner's Pass is going down in value, but as we've seen from recent events, you can't really compete in these events. Not really compete, but you can't really get the set rewards of these events unless you have the Summoner's Pass, which puts you in kind of a weird spot. Then we have a level being changed. Level cap for summoners and monsters going to 80. The summoner one is pretty straightforward. There's still 5 levels of transcendence, but for each level cap, it's going to be 4 levels instead of 2 levels for Transcendence. We're going to a max 80. So if you're already at Transcendence 5, once this happens, you will just go from 70 to 80. That's going to be it's going to be a minute, but it'll be good down the road. As far as monsters, it's pretty much the same, but they put in this little sneaky thing right here. In the case for summons, existing rainbow mons and new material items are used. So it sounds like after 70, there's going to be a new material we have to get. It's the only time they mention it in the entire thing, but it sounds like there's something else we're going to have to use. Sky Arena players, let me know down below what you think it might be. Is it like that Second Awakening thing or whatever that I hear about? But we're going to get a lot more Rainbow Mon going forward. And it also kind of sounds like levels are going to matter a lot more for your monsters, greatly increased compared to before. Hero area, so they mention it right here, the hero area thing, which, let me see, hero area right there. That's what we saw that's hitting this week for them. So it's on both because this is all of June, and that was what's happening this week. Then we have, this is kind of a weird one right here. Event raids, do it 10 times and then complete. And then you can't get extra rewards. I don't know what this means. It says event raids, but this is also translated. So it could be, making these more weekly, kind of like how they're making the Elite Zone monthly. It could just be raids are now limited, so you can do them 10 times for the week and be done for the week. So I could do 10 foggies and I'm just done. Or it could mean actual event raids, such as we had a duck one for Christmas, which that was a rupture, not a raid. All the other things we've had have been ruptures, not raids. So I don't know about event raid. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. I'm going to have a link to both of these down below. This is a very, very interesting one. If a character goes through the main story and then you want to do it with your next character, you can spend crystals and just complete the story. That's an interesting one, and I have seen it asked for. I just didn't think this would ever happen. It's very interesting. An important change, I think, right here, but the thing it was important for, you'll see, was also changed. So this is a weird change in my opinion. So gathering and mining will always be 2 seconds. Right now, it's 4 seconds for the lowest grade, and then it scales down, depending on the rarity, to 2 seconds. But now everything will be 2 seconds, and the higher rarities will just have more durability, which that's fine. I kind of like this a whole lot more. That means if you were just buying the green ones, you're just having the time that you spend. It takes me about an hour and a half to do my gathering for the day, so it's going to go down to 45 minutes. Thank you. In addition, every node is going to be 10 instead of it's generally 3, 5, and 10 for all these places. And even in Katana, there are some nodes that are one node. I think it's the Mandraka route is just 1 per, and then you have to go around the map. It's really annoying. So making everything 10 per is really, really nice and makes it easier on everybody, really. So this Moonshadow Forest change right here, we on NA and Global aren't going to see this for a while, because this is what we were told is happening. We were told during the Global stream a bit ago that Moonshadow Forest going away for a while, and then the new MOBA style is coming in, and then it's the rotating weeks like normal, and then later on, Moonshadow Forest will be returning in a new form, which this is the new form that Korea is getting this month. 5v5, and then totally changing it. So when we read the mining and gathering thing, you would think, oh, they're just trying to, go around Moonshadow. They're changing Moonshadow entirely. Now it's going to be the turn-in spot is in the middle of the map instead of in the four corners. It's in the middle, and instead of mining, it's just creatures. You know how there's the few little scorpions or whatnot walking around? Now they're going to be bigger creatures, and that's going to be our primary way to get those. And then the turn in place is one turn in place in the middle. It's going to be wild. It's going to be 5-on-5, and they're going to make it smaller. Big changes. Big changes. They're also getting rid of Skystones from it, and it's going to be the same as all the other ones. So that also tells us that Sunlit Waterfall that we're getting, the MOBA style one, is just going to be gold, and the shop currency. Guild Wars are being changed. We're not really going to look at that. If you want to look at it, I'll have the link to this down below so you can check it out. Convenient improvements. A lot of interesting changes have been made. I'm going to skip over a bunch of them. There's a couple I will call out. Repeat battle. Where is it at? Number of summons. Here's a good one. When you use, right here says refining accelerate, but it's those refining catalysts. Right now, you have to take the new roll to get the increase. So if you lock 3 and you have one that's going from B to A, whatever that A is, you have to take it to actually get that A grade. Now it's being applied to that slot. So this is huge when this happens, because you don't have to reroll because you have like a C3 crit damage and you want to take it to B3, but you still want it to be crit damage. You can keep the old one and it'll get the new letter grade. Huge change, going to make things super awesome. Bulk sell of things that you don't need in the exchange, really good. This is a huge one right here, changing how power is calculated. So right now it weighs heavily to attack, defense, HP. Now they're going to weigh more crit damage. Here it says, where is it at? Resistance, and I would expect other ones, but these are the ones they're specifically calling out. Then we have Chakram and Boomerang Warriors. These are natural 4 stars from Sky Arena. They're probably going to be 5 stars. They get bonuses when they work together. This gives us an idea of a bunch of what they do. This video will be very long if I go through them. When they hit Korea, I will go over them. I will have the link to this down below if you want to read them over. But in a nutshell, they both work well together to do their thing. Like this one, the very first one right here, Fire, has irresistible stun, and it's very possible, just like in Sky Arena, that she requires the Boomerang Warrior to be on the team to guarantee that irresistible stun. Then we keep going down. Concept. They tell us about them. This is what they look like. I like the design. Here's a couple things down here that are very important. An event for new users is added. I don't know what they're going to consider new, but this is going to be huge. The event includes 9 Devilmon. It doesn't say, but I would assume 5-star, and 3 5-star option for each basic attribute. So either it'll be like we had a transcendence scroll thing a long time ago, where you pull a 5-star and it shows you 2 5-stars and you pick one. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to that, but there will be a fire one, a water one, and a wind one, and it'll give you 3 options. That is going to be huge. It takes you 16 to max them out, but I'm assuming they're like 3 for this one, 3 for that one, 3 for that one, which doesn't get you very far, but it definitely, if you put it on one unit, that means right out the gate you can almost max out a unit, especially with all the new player stuff in the beginning. You can probably max one and get halfway through your second one that they're giving you in the beginning. Then this is a huge one right here. They told us a while ago that they were going to have this soul connection system, which was the 4 stars inheriting 5-star stats. That's being scrapped. They said they tried it. It was not working. And now they're going back to the drawing board, and they're going to improve the utilization of the 3rd and 4-star characters in a different way later. That sucks to hear, but let's check out what they want to say about July. These are the updates for June, and balance patch adjustments will be made in early July. We already had a balance patch last week, which was the beginning of June, so beginning of July. So we might be looking towards like a monthly balance cycle. Look at how things are going, make some tweaks. Look how things are going, make some tweets. We will focus on examining assassins and support summons, and we are trying to improve unfavorable effects and runes. We've seen that, like vampire runes, resist runes, ones that people aren't using. They're giving them buffs here and there to see how they work. I'm curious what they mean about examining assassins and supports. Assassins are very, very strong in PvP, but in the current meta with a bunch of cleaves, they aren't doing a whole lot. But there are some ones like Ethna, Beth, a few, the Light and Dark Ravens, Shadowfang is doing pretty well. So there are some interesting ones. I don't know if they're saying they want to buff assassins and supports. They're just saying look at them. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Above, we introduced the plan updates that will be carried out in the next week. So it sounds like what I showed you in the very beginning was what's happening this week, kind of a very, very small update for the hero area. But in this line right here, it's either these last 2 things right here, the new player event and they're saying we'll look at that later. So right here it kind of sounds like in June, and we continue War Chronicle, it sounds like everything else will be the week after for Korea. So I will be right here. I will give you the update of what these new summons do on Korea when they go live. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'm going to remind you yet again, this Friday, 6 p.m. EST, I'm going to be live on the official Summoners War Chronicles YouTube channel, doing questions, helping out the community. I really hope you show up and show me your support. Till next time, guys.